Greetings, rockers. Welcome back. John LeBang here. You know, I thought I'd tell you a story before we get into an update, if you don't mind. True story, by the way. About a year ago, roughly around this date, I was talking to a friend of mine, really close friend, best friend, actually. And I said, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to match what I'm doing this year with the Banger Music Awards and what all the bands and everybody that's put their efforts behind last year's Music Awards. She'll even attest to this. I said, there's no way. It's impossible because we did so great last year. I was like, okay, we've probably peaked. It's our third year. That's probably, we peaked, right? You know, every once in a while I'm proven wrong. I'll just say that. I'm proven wrong. And you guys, all the bands out there, all the musicians, everybody, the management groups and the promotional groups that have all gotten behind this, you guys just knocked me for a loop. In the first 24 hours, and that's what we're going to talk about here, the first 24 hours, we broke at least a dozen records on the website. Not only on the website, but other places in our social media. But the website is just blowing up like crazy. And that's because you guys have really gotten behind what's going on. Now, I've got some notes here, so if you see me, I don't have teleprompters or anything. First time we've ever reached 1,000 ballots in a day. And that was within the first 24 hours of the Banger Music Awards. We had 1,000 ballots that came in. Last year, I think in the entirety of the Banger Music Awards, there was like 1,400 or 1,500. So that shows you how much this is blowing up and how much we're all banding together to get it, to lift us all up. The website hits, which is another record breaker. We had, I think, the maximum for a day, because we're a little thing here. We had about 500. That was on the first day of the Banger Music Awards last year when all the voting came in. Now, fast forward a year later, when I thought we peaked last year, the website more than doubled. In fact, it was very close to triple the amount of people that went to the website. We were at right around 1,400 and some change. Now, as we get to the categories, I'm kind of blown away. I'm sitting here, I'm telling you this, and I'm still in amazement that all this is going down. Because like 1,000 ballots is, you guys have given me so much work. Woo! I think, like I said, I think last year, which was the record, was 1,400 ballots, and that was for the entirety. It was about 6 or 8 weeks of voting. 1,000 came in the first 24 hours. Almost 1,500 website hits. Best rock song, because you guys really doing some massive promoting. In the first 24 hours, you reached 5,800 people and actually had an engagement. And that's basically like having people come to your show, in my opinion. And during the whole COVID thing, that's the best thing we can get. 573 people engaged the post for the best rock song out there. So bands like Limberlost and Head Fake and Echo Bats and Shopfront Heroes, you guys are all doing a great job. Did I miss one? I did miss one. Who didn't I say? Well, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. You guys give me a lot to do. I'll think of it by the end of the video. Best hard rock song was second on this list. And you're talking 24 hours again. You guys reached 5,290 people. The engagement, though, was the number one engagement at 720 people engaged that post in the first 24 hours. That's incredible. You're telling me you basically, you 5 bands that are part of the hard rock category, basically played in front of 720 people. And most of them were people coming in from the 4 other groups. that had never heard of you before, probably never heard of you before. So as a collective, even though it's a little competition, as a collective, you guys are kicking some major butts. And this doesn't count the 2 days since the Banger Music Awards. This is just 24 hours, the initial night. I think the second night we had 500 plus people go to the website. That still broke last year's entire record. So the first 2 days of this year's are knocking it out. And we can't even count the second one as a big day because the first one was massive. You guys are doing a great job. It's amazing. Crank It Up Award was third on the list, but they got reached about 1,300 people and had an engagement of 275 people. That's still great. We're not playing in front of 275 people, any of us, right now, because we can't go out and gig, or not many of us can go out and gig. Now, there's some questions on the voting, and I wanted to get to that real quick. On the voting, we're not making these totals public. This is going to be quiet right up until the end. This is top secret because we want everybody to show up to the Music Awards, and that'll be on Pure Rock Radio, January 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find all the links to that on our website, www.jlebang.com. We've talked to many of the presenters already. They're all ready to go. They're getting their stuff together for it and sound really excited to be a part of all this. So again, keep those votes coming. You can vote once per week, per email address, per valid email address. I want to thank everybody. I'm not seeing very many excessive ballots coming in. It's really been a pretty successful. I actually was able to go, okay, I can relax some of the firewalls I had in place because it seems to be running real smooth and everybody is playing fair, and that's great. Now for some other news I thought would be really cool for you guys. We're going to be doing some artist spotlights coming up in the next 5 weeks or so. We want to know if some bands out there want to do a few-minute interview on the we'll do like a little video interview, and we'll make it available on the website. We'll do a little article with it. So if any bands want to do that kind of interview, just contact me and let me know, and we'll try to set something up. It won't be a long one. We just want to get you in front of more people and have access to different ways to promote your band through the Banger Music Awards at the same time. We've also got some writers who are now participating, and they're getting involved, and they'll be writing about the certain categories. So depending on who the writers are and the different categories, you'll actually have a little article that you'll be able to spread around and get to more people through these interviews and stuff. So this spotlight's coming up. If I figure with the bands here in the U.S., it'll be a lot easier with the logistics and all. If a band from the United Kingdom or somewhere else wants to, because we've got bands from Germany and Greece and bands from all over, if you guys want to do an interview, we can figure out how to do that. If there's a language barrier, we'll pre-record something for you, or we'll get something worked out, because as many bands as we can get in, I want to do this. It won't, like I said, it's only be a 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many minute interview, just to talk about the band, the song, and maybe even some of the musicians that have been nominated. And if you haven't checked out the musician category, I mean, it blows me away every time I tune, especially the drummers. The drummers are so damn good. It's incredible that, when you sit down and you go, man, these guys just are, like the guy from Fervence, I like them a lot, so they're a little pump here. That dude, and it's all effortlessly. He's just playing his thing, and it's wonderful. And that's like with all the drummers. All the musicians that have been nominated are just amazing. So if you haven't voted in those categories or haven't checked them out, please do so, because in some ways the musician categories are more special, especially to these musicians, because especially the male vocalists, there were people that were just shocked that they were included in this. And you guys don't think you're great, but I really do. So just know that when I was going through, and there were so many, let's be honest, there were so many great vocalists and guitar players and bassists and all. It was difficult. But when people are like humbled by being, you guys are great, all right? Maybe nobody tells you, or you want to keep the humility, and that's awesome. But I listen to a lot of stuff, and when I nominate people, you guys really have some kind of quality that stands out, and that's why I did that. Now, with that being said, we talked about the reviews. One last thing, scheduling. You'll be able to go to the website to see how the spotlights are going to be scheduled out. It's probably going to be like a Monday, Wednesday thing because I'm off work those days and I usually focus on show type material those days. So you'll be able to go to the website and check out that scheduling. It probably will also be available on the Facebook and Twitter pages. Outside of that, you guys have done a freaking awesome job. I want to give you guys all a big thumbs up. Keep sharing the stuff. Keep promoting. Keep going, because if this keeps up, we are going to attract... Oh, I do have one more thing, and I didn't have it in my notes, so look at me. I'm trying to end it and nothing else. We're trying to figure out what we can do with some of the sponsorship money. We don't have enough to go all crazy with it because we didn't get a lot of sponsorships. But we do have a little bit through donations and sponsorships. Right now we officially have, I think we have about $90 or $100. I think we have another $200 full sponsorship coming in. So we have about $300. We want to do something with it. We really don't have a good idea. So any suggestions for us with $300, and maybe we'll be able to get more as more sponsorships come in. We also thought about a fundraiser, but this is not about making money. It's about promoting you guys, and in turn, it makes me just giddy sometimes when I see the amount of people that are supporting each other in all this. Because there are 5 bands in each category, 5 musicians in each category, and you're all maybe in competition with each other, but you're all lifting each other up by promoting each other, and that means 5 bands are talking about you every single time that is shared and talked about. That is pretty awesome. With that being said, check out the website for the upcoming schedule. Let me know what you think. I'm out of here, John LeBang, with the 2021 Banger Music Awards. Keep your eye out for more updates in the coming days. See you later. Bye.